When Meghan Markle first walked into the royal spotlight, it felt like something out of a Hollywood script. A biracial American actress marrying into centuries of British tradition. It was Cinderella with Instagram filters. Crowds around the world tuned in as she said, "I do," to Prince Harry. And for a moment, it looked like she had pulled off the ultimate glow-up from cable TV to Buckingham Palace. But behind the polished photos and choreographed appearances, the fairy tale was already starting to unravel. Meghan didn't just marry a prince. She married into a centuries-old institution with rules tighter than a Netflix contract. And soon it became clear that Meghan wasn't built for palace politics. She wanted red carpets, not red tape. She came with Hollywood dreams. But the royal family doesn't exactly run on celebrity vibes. The friction was instant. Headlines turned hostile. Tabloids ate her alive. And before anyone could blink, Meghan and Harry were saying goodbye to the crown, the castle, and the guaranteed paycheck that came with it. Now, fast forward a few years, and things aren't exactly going to plan. Meghan thought she was swapping out the monarchy for mogul status, media deals, brand empires, global influence. But the problem, Hollywood doesn't bow to titles. And it sure doesn't hand out second chances just because you once wore a tiara. The Spotify deal Ken led. Netflix projects underwhelming. Her podcast gone in a flash. Meghan's quest to be the next Oprah met a hard truth. Charm doesn't always convert into streams. Insiders say Meghan's brand is on life support. The Duchess persona that once opened doors is now barely getting callbacks. Critics say she's out of touch, too curated, too polished, too desperate to be inspirational while flying private jets and posting fruit-cutting tutorials that feel straight out of a Pinterest parody. Remember that pineapple clip? The internet did, and it shredded her for it. Meghan wanted to be the voice of modern feminism. Instead, she became a meme. And then there's Harry, once the cheeky prince of people, now reduced to background noise. He traded royal duty for California freedom. But what he got in return was a flurry of therapy sessions, podcast cameos, and awkward interviews where he looks more like a PR intern than a former military officer. His identity, the one shaped by tradition, duty, and legacy, has been replaced by brand slogans and Montecito house tours. And people are noticing he doesn't carry the same energy anymore. He looks like a man caught in someone else's narrative. Meanwhile, Meghan is on the move. Not officially, of course, but whispers around Montecito are growing louder. The kind of whispers that say she's been seen cozying up at certain high-profile events, private dinners, charity galas, invite-only retreats where the air smells like expensive cologne and silent ambition. Word is she's mingling with tech mogul finance titans, and even a few names that make Harry's net worth look like pocket change. One rumor in particular, a Middle Eastern billionaire with a soft spot for Hollywood types. Could be nothing, could be everything. What's clear is that Meghan isn't just bored. She's planning something. She's a strategist, always has been. And when the brand starts crumbling, she doesn't patch it up. She reinvents. That's her move. From actress to duchess, duchess to activist, and now maybe billionaire's arm candy. Sounds wild, but in Meghan's world, it fits. Relevance is everything. And when the spotlight dims, she doesn't step back. She changes the narrative. And that's exactly what people are starting to notice. Her appearances have become more curated. Her inner circle tighter. The Instagram-worthy photo ops are fewer, but the networking behind the scenes dialed up to 11. Meghan isn't fading quietly. She's just getting ready for her next big play. Meghan's playbook has always been about positioning. She doesn't chase the spotlight. She arranges the angles. Every move, every appearance, every whisper connection is a step in a bigger game. And lately, that game looks less like marriage and more like maneuvering. She's showing up at the right tables. Not red carpet events or Netflix mixers, but elite circles where legacy wealth and influence swirl over vintage wine. Silicon Valley moguls, Wall Street financiers, names with fleets of private jets, and no interest in palace drama. The whispers don't stop at billionaires either. Rumors have linked Meghan to a specific tech tycoon known for collecting actresses like limited edition watches. He's not a household name, but his bank account makes Harry's Netflix check look like babysitting money. They've been spotted at the same gala twice. A factor team hasn't denied. Strategic coincidence, maybe. Or maybe it's exactly the kind of high-value connection she's hunting for. One that promises access, status, and escape, all wrapped in a black AMX card. Meanwhile, back at the Montecito mansion, the air is getting tense. Harry's still doing what he's always done, trying to play the supportive husband, smiling in public, avoiding tough questions, staying quiet while Meghan's PR machine spins harder than ever. But friends say it's not working anymore. He's pulling away, spending nights in the guest house, taking solo hikes, looking for peace that isn't filtered through a content strategy. Their visions don't match. Harry wants stability, a quieter life, less performance, more purpose. Meghan, she wants traction. Her projects are flopping. The documentary didn't hit. The podcast didn't stick. And now the Hollywood machine she tried so hard to impress is starting to move on without her. Even Oprah's gone silent. The Obamas nowhere to be seen. Tyler Perry's sending vague messages that sound more like warnings than support. Meghan's phone is ringing less. The rooms are colder. And when relevance starts slipping, so does patience. That's where the rumors of separation are coming from. Not screaming matches or scandalous affairs. Just silence. Distance. Her team is talking about independent branding. His team is asking about breathing room. No one's filed anything. But the energy, it's different. Friends say Meghan's already shopping for a new narrative. She doesn't see it as an ending. She sees it as a transition. The Duchess era is over. Now she's plotting her solo comeback. Publicly, they're still united, but the cracks are showing. Meghan goes to high-profile events alone now. Harry skips appearances that were once non-negotiable. Their body language when they're together off. He leans in. She leans out. The smiles are rehearsed. The warmth is gone. And for a couple who once sold the fantasy of fairy tale rebellion, that shift is deafening. Behind closed doors, the tension is layered. Money isn't flowing like it used to. Security costs, PR teams, household staff, it all adds up, and with their brand cooling off, so are the opportunities. Meghan's lifestyle demands a certain level of upkeep, and Harry's inheritance wasn't built for that kind of burn rate. She wanted castles. What she got was a mortgage and a mountain of pressure. And when the money starts to tighten, so does the relationship. Industry insiders are already betting on her next move. Some say she's launching a solo lifestyle brand. Others say she's testing the waters for a return to acting. But the loudest whispers, Meghan's eyeing another high-profile relationship. Not for love, for leverage. Because in her world, a billionaire isn't just a partner. He's a platform, a new stage, a bigger audience. And right now, she needs all three. Hollywood isn't kind to fading stars, and Meghan is starting to feel the chill. Her name still holds weight, but it's no longer the kind that gets doors flung open. It's the kind that makes people pause, weigh the risk, and quietly pass. She's no longer the breakout duchess shaking up tradition. She's a woman with too many flops, too many headlines, and too few wins. The Meghan Markle brand, once untouchable, is now a cautionary tale whispered across power lunches in Beverly Hills. The worst part, she knows it. Meghan built her entire image around control, of optics, of narrative, of perception. But now the story is slipping through her finger. Every failed venture chips away at the fantasy she sold. The podcast deal that got axed, The cooking show mocked into oblivion. Even her carefully curated empowerment persona is being questioned. Brooke Shields taking a jab at her soap commercial story wasn't just shade. It was a red flag. Hollywood was done pretending. And when Hollywood stops pretending, it gets brutal. Meetings dry up, invitations disappear. Suddenly, the phone stops ringing and people start ghosting. Even Netflix executives, once eager to play ball, have started distancing themselves. Her once loyal allies are backing off. The silence from Oprah says more than any press release ever could. Meghan isn't in the inner circle anymore. She's orbiting it, trying to claw her way back in with sound bites and staged appearances. So what's the exit plan? According to insiders, she's treating this like a rebrand, not a retreat. The Meghan Markle of tomorrow won't be the Duchess in a silk blouse on a podcast set. She'll be sharper, colder, more calculated. There's talk of high fashion deals, philanthropic launches, even another memoir. But the biggest buzz surrounds her billionaire chase. The idea isn't new. Meghan's been linked to money before, but now it's different. It's deliberate. She's reportedly positioning herself as a go-to face for billionaire philanthropy. The woman who can give a rich man a respectable cause, a polished partner, and an elegant PR boost. One name that keeps surfacing, Elon Musk. No confirmations, no sightings, just a lot of very intentional noise. Meghan's team knows the power of a headline, and just a suggestion of her and Elon in the same room is enough to reboot her relevance. Whether it's real or not doesn't matter. What matters is a narrative, and Meghan's writing it herself. Meanwhile, Harry is fading from the picture. The man who once walked away from royalty for love now looks like a footnote. He's still doing charity work, still trying to make a difference, but the spotlight rarely follows him anymore. He's becoming what Meghan never wanted to be, forgettable. And that's where the heartbreak lies. Harry gave everything up. His home, his title, his family, all for a future that now feels like borrowed time. If Meghan leaves, what does he have left? Friends say he's holding on, still hoping things will turn around. But others believe he sees the writing on the wall. Meghan's moved on in her mind. She's making calls, building bridges, laying out options. The narrative she's crafting isn't poor Meghan, abandoned Duchess. It's Meghan evolved, reinvented, ready for phase 3. The marriage, just another chapter. The next one is already being outlined, complete with new friends, new photos, and possibly a new ring. The irony couldn't be sharper. Meghan left the royal family to escape control, but now she's back in a different palace. One ruled by algorithms, relevance, and billionaire clout. And to stay queen in this kingdom, she's willing to trade anything, even Harry.